Hello, I'm Nelson Pereira from bnetTV. Welcome to the Mobile World Congress 2012 in Barcelona. And with us is Gerry Collins. How you doing, sir?
I'm very well, Nelson. Good.
Can you talk to us about Altobridge and how they fit in the ecosystem?
Yeah, so Altobridge is an Irish company. We're 9 years old, and the focus of the company is very much about how we can make communications, both 2G and 3G communications, affordable to remote communities. So remote communities, they're the areas where they're isolated from any form of communications. Never any type of data or voice experience for those people, and also they're isolated from the electricity grid. So the first application that we've made of our technology is in deploying what we call the light site, and that is bringing a low energy optimized backhaul solution to remote areas, for example across Africa, across Southeast Asia, across the islands across the world, and really reducing the energy required so they can be driven purely by solar energy. So our solution is driven by solar panels exclusively, and then our technology allows you to reduce the cost of the backhaul via satellite, because often that's what people think is really the thing that stops remote communities being able to actually have a presence. And so we're able to get that down to a level where it's only like $250 or $300 a month to deliver these services. And in the areas we are where there are low population densities, also relatively low ARPUs, people only with about $3 to $4, we can actually turn a system profitable for the operators. So that's our key. We're all about bringing technology to remote and isolated communities, and then also taking the things that we learn about how you optimize for those areas and bringing that back into the developed world as well. And that's some of the technology we're talking about here this week is about how we do that, how we bring some of the really key learning experiences from being at the difficult end of the world and bringing those benefits back also to the developed world. And that's like a product range we're now launching called Data at the Edge, which I'll give you a little description of. Yeah. So Data at the Edge is very much about, so if you want to deliver a 3G data service to these remote locations, again, people will say, my goodness, the satellite backhaul, it's going to be so expensive. So we've got a number of different technologies which allow you to optimize for data the throughput and the cost of the satellite backhaul, so that we're able to reduce, in many ways, up to about 70% the cost of the backhaul used for 3G data communications. We do that a number of different ways, by accelerating the IP packets, by removing unnecessary overheads, but also by caching. If there's information which is being used by multiple users in the cell, why don't we just cache that after the first user? We cache that at the base station so that you don't then need to use the expensive backhaul to resend it to the second and third user. So we've got very intelligent ways of caching that then, very applicable in the remote communities, but then also very applicable in the communities in developed markets where we know that there's a lot of constraint on backhaul. As the data consumption goes up dramatically, it's often the backhaul into the core network which is actually the most under pressure. So we're able to optimize that, again, through some smart manipulation of IP, but also through caching of some of the information that multiple users are asking for. So you're not using that bandwidth 3 or 4 times unnecessarily. And that gives us up to 70% benefit. And that's what we're talking to operators. We're talking a lot to operators in the developing world today about solutions such as this, but also talking to operators in the developed world about how we can optimize their backhaul as well.
More than that, it seems to be that your company offers one key turn solution to these providers to reach those areas, which is, in reality, you really think about it, there's a large gap of undeveloped areas that the mobile industry has not gotten into.
Absolutely. There's the 1.6 billion people on this planet who do not have a mobile phone, and the reason they don't have a mobile phone is because they don't have coverage where they live. They're in isolated communities, and they're in regions which nobody has ever touched before, and they've not reached those areas because nobody has believed that it's profitable. We, with the technology we're deploying, make it profitable. We drive down the cost of energy, and energy often for a mobile site can be between like $6,000 and $15,000 a month. We bring that to zero because we optimize the energy which is used in our base station, so that you use exclusively solar, and the operational cost of solar is zero. The sun gives it to us. Right. So we remove those cost barriers, and really make it possible to bring that 1.6 billion people into the mobile world, and then those people will come to Barcelona and participate with us in what will be truly global event.
I mean, I'm originally from the Caribbean, and I can see your solution as a key turn solution for a lot of areas. And I have to say, you should be deploying yourself more out there because they need to know about your company.
Well, we're stronger. Strange enough, we're stronger in the Pacific Islands. We'll be very happy to go to the Caribbean. We've plenty of people in the region that would support that, but we're particularly strong, as I say, in all around the Pacific Islands, and exactly for the reasons you've just mentioned. Isolated communities, previously underserved, and bring it out. And you can't believe the reaction of people when they start to get a mobile phone. People worry about security. You put the equipment out there. Right. Oh, isn't someone going to rob the solar panels? No, because they know if they rob the solar panels, your community is completely deprived of communications, which they've waited 2,000 years to have, So,
well, the community protects its own infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly. And often what we look at as we deploy are models whereby there is a certain amount of community ownership, and people within the community sell the scratch cards, the top-up cards, etc. So, it's a massive market for us. It's a massive opportunity for the whole industry, and. Much as we're kind of selling our technology, but we're also trying to convince people here, just Spain, give them the business cases, give them the examples where we've been to really, really difficult places. Right. I'll talk about Niger in West Africa. It's a difficult place to do business. We have delivered profitability to rural Niger, and that many people wouldn't have believed that could be possible, and that's what we've done.
Well, Gerry, thanks so much for spending time with us, and of course I'll see you next year. I always love to be here in the Irish Pavilion.
I hope I see you in a Caribbean island somewhere. That's where I'd prefer to see you than Barcelona. But anyway.
You need to be making money over there, and I'm pretty sure you will, because your solution is an amazing solution, and a lot of countries in Latin America and in the Caribbean and all other places in the world can use a company such as yours to bring wireless communication to those areas.
We'll go anywhere. We literally will go anywhere.
Very good.
Okay.
And this is Nelson Pereira from bnetTV at the Mobile World Congress 2012 in Barcelona. Thank you.